Hey y'all, so today we're looking at a very sensitive topic. A student is asking Cliffe Knechtle, how could Jesus be the only way, and why is it that only one religion could be true? Why couldn't all religions be true? So let's dive into this topic. I'll give my thoughts in the end, and we'll discuss it in the back end, and we'll see why is Jesus the only way.
A lot of world religions, they say, Jesus was a real man, Jesus was but they just see him as like a good teacher or prophet or something like that. Now, how do you deal with that sort of thing in that context?
On every major university campus in the United States, the idea that Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life is considered narrow-minded, intolerant, bigoted thinking. I could not disagree more. Why? If I say to you, every religion leads to heaven, is that a truth claim?
Yep.
I would say no. Or I would say, yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, let's think together. If I tell you guys, every religion, every philosophy leads to heaven, is that a truth claim? Of course it is, guys. I'm saying, whatever you believe, the truth is, we're all going to heaven. If I say to you, half of the world religions lead to heaven, half of the world philosophies lead to heaven, is that a truth claim? Yeah, of course it is, right? I'm saying half the religions are right, half the religions are wrong. That's a truth claim, right? All right. When Jesus says, I am the way, the truth, the life, no one comes to the Father except through me. Is that a truth claim? Of course it is. Now, the reason I'm trying to drill that into your heads is because the arrogance creeps in on all three of those points when someone says, I'm really open-minded. I'm a really tolerant person, as opposed to you Christian, because I believe that all religions lead to heaven. Well, guess what? When you say all religions lead to heaven, you are contradicting the majority of humanity. Because the majority of humanity is Muslim, Christian, and Jew, over 50%. So when you say all religions lead to heaven, you are contradicting over 50% of the people on this planet. No problem, unless you tell me that that's truly open-minded and tolerant. No, it's not. It's a truth claim. Let's be honest. And if you say only half of the religions lead to heaven, you are making a truth claim. You're making a judgment. You are saying half the religions are right, half the religions are wrong. And if you say the Quran teaches the way to heaven, you're making a truth claim. That it's Muhammad who is reliable in telling us how to get to heaven. And if you hold to Jesus' statement in John 14:6, I am the way, the truth, and the life, no one comes to the Father except by me, you also are making a truth claim. Well, Cliff, what's the problem with you? Why are you emphasizing this? Because some of you are being intimidated academically and intellectually, because you live in the same culture I do. Let me ask you, what is the ethnic heritage of the majority of people who believe that all religions are the same and lead to heaven? What's the skin color of those folks? Where do they live? The skin color is white, and where they live is in Western Europe or the United States. Why don't you try looking into the face of an Arab or a Muslim or an African or a South American and saying, don't you agree with me that all religions lead to God? And they're going to look you in the face and say, you're a stinking idiot. Isn't it interesting that the place that most accepts, and the people who most accept all religions are the same, they all lead to God, is made up of white folk who live in Western Europe and the United States? Oh my goodness. You talk about some elitism. Oh my goodness. Let me ask you another question. What's the color of the skin and the gender and where they live of the majority of atheists. The skin color is white. The place is Western civilization, Western Europe, and the United States. Oh my goodness. So the majority of atheists on this planet Earth are white Westerners. Wonder what's going on here. See, what I'm trying to get you guys to do is just think this stuff through. And when you think it through, all of a sudden, Jesus Christ begins to make more sense. And then here it comes the next one. And I've heard 2 presidents of the United States say this. We have to progress beyond the idea that Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and the life. We have to accept all religions and all people. Yes, a follower of Christ has no option but to accept all people and to love all people. That's true. But to say that all religions are the same means you're either not very religious or you've not taken the time to study the major world religions, because they're not all the same. There are similarities, like the Golden Rule you'll find in almost every major world religion, but there are also some real contradictions. They can't all be true, because they contradict each other.
The student is asking Cliffe how he deals with the idea that all religions are true, a major issue in our day and age. But let's be real, the question itself is flawed from the start. How can all religions be true when they contradict each other? Jesus says, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. That's not a statement that allows room for multiple paths. It's a direct claim to exclusivity. One of the biggest issues I see when people ask this question is that they approach religion, Christianity specifically, with a mindset of moral relativism. It's as if they're saying, you like Xbox, right? And I like PlayStation 5. But Christianity isn't about personal preference. It's about truth. Jesus' life, death, and resurrection are historical events. He had real disciples. He was crucified under Pontius Pilate, and he rose from the dead. These aren't abstract ideas. They are claims rooted in history that can be examined and tested. So the real question isn't how can all religions be true, but rather what is the evidence for the truth? Every one of us is placing our trust in something, whether it's Islam, atheism, skepticism, or Christianity, or another belief system entirely. But let's be honest, they can't all be right. That's not intolerant, that's logic, basic logic. For example, you wouldn't say that 2 + 2 = 4 and 5 depending on how someone feels about math. Truth isn't determined by opinion. Now let me be clear, Christianity absolutely believes in tolerance. We don't force people to convert. A Muslim is free to be a Muslim, an atheist is free to be an atheist. That's the beauty of free will, which God himself gave us. But the false idea of tolerance being pushed today is something completely different. It's not about allowing people to believe what they want. It's about silencing anyone who claims to have the truth. It's a mindset that says, you can believe whatever you want, just don't tell me I'm wrong. But here's the thing, truth matters. And if Jesus really is who he says he is, if he truly is the way, the truth, and the life, then sharing the truth isn't arrogant. It's love. If I see someone heading towards disaster, the most loving thing I can do is warn them, not pretend everything is fine. Furthermore, if all religions were true, why did Jesus need to die? If all roads lead to the same God, then the cross was completely unnecessary. But here's the reality. Sin separates us from God, and no amount of human effort, religious rituals, or moral striving can bridge that gap. That's why Jesus came. He didn't come to offer one way among many other ways. He came to be the way. So that's why in a culture that prides itself on tolerance, the exclusivity of Jesus might seem offensive. But let's be real, truth is always exclusive. The very idea that all religions are equally valid, that idea is itself an exclusive belief because it excludes anyone who disagrees. The real question is not about inclusivity, but about truth. But if Jesus is who he claimed to be, then recognizing him as the only way to God, it isn't narrow-minded. It's the most loving truth we could ever share. So I challenge you, don't just settle for what's comfortable. Dig into the evidence, ask the hard questions, because at the end of the day, this isn't just about idea, it's about your eternity. Where would you end up after you die? So please like and comment if you enjoyed this video. I want to know what you guys think about this debate today that Cliffe had. And as always, keep seeking truth, standing firm in faith, and living for the one who is truth himself, Jesus Christ. Take care.